Z, you there?
Great, you got my message.
What message?
What? If you didn't get any of my messages, what are you doing here?
No particular reason other than to get you back.
Did you at least find a way to get back to the studio?
No, but I did find this cursed tape. Some lady at the shop told me a ghost will come out in a week or something.
Really? After my last episode?
Oh yeah, you had all the fun.
It's probably the same as those cursed 3 a.m. videos from the deep web where Donald McRonald bites your head off or something.
So you're saying it's fake?
Not necessarily, but this one, chances are, yeah.
Why don't you elaborate on that and we can discuss it?
Alright, sure.
Right after the intro.
What? We're doing an episode?
Why not?
Alright. So, the concept of these scary cursed videos are incredibly popular online, and they seem to have been inspired by the cursed tape from The Ring. You get a hold of a weird unmarked videotape. When you watch it, weird images play before the phone rings, with either a young lady saying 7 days, or if you watch the original, a high-pitched screech. In the days following, you experience weird things relating back to the video, finding hair all over the place, seeing weird furniture, seeing your photos being weirdly distorted, or even catching glimpses of Sadako herself, or Samara in the English version, before the vengeful ghost comes out of the well from which she was murdered in. She then crawls out of your TV, only to off you. The only way to survive is by copying the tape and having someone else watch it in order to spread the curse, making it an unending loop of cursed people and death. This is very similar to the concept of cursed videos, websites, and images online. You may watch or even look at certain media such as username 666 or The Melancholic Princess, where you either watch a supposedly creepy video of someone browsing a deleted demon channel, or you stare a little too long at the deep blue eyes of this girl and eventually go insane. In most cases, especially these two, it turns out to be some repurposed artwork that the original artist probably didn't actually intend to be cursed chainmail/posts.
Except for username 666, I'm pretty sure that was intended to at least freak some people out.
Now, I'm not saying that the original Ring tape is just some sort of art piece, though it is very reminiscent of those edgy ones from the deep web. It just goes to show that a lot of these scary cursed internet content may have come from a movie, which inherently came from a book about paranormal activity.
Okay, wait, but hear me out. What about Okiku's well?
The who and the what now?
You know, cursed well, 10 plates.
Go on.
It's true that many of these type of creepy cursed videos might have been inspired by the films, but when we take a closer look, the novel series from which the films were inspired was also inspired by two events, which are historical and folkloric in nature. The first being the story of Tomokichi Fukurai, who studied the phenomenon of thoughtography, or the ability to burn images from the mind onto surfaces through some psychic ability. His research was shunned by the academic community for being some sort of pseudoscience. One of his subjects was actually named Sadako Takahashi, and whether that's a coincidence or not, who knows?
Seems a bit too on the nose if you ask me.
Right?
What was the second one?
The second influence being the story of Okiku's well, or the Bancho Sarayashiki, the dish mansion at Bancho. A young servant girl named Okiku was subject to a young lord's affection, one she did not reciprocate. Frustrated, the young lord decided to trick Okiku into thinking that she had lost one of his family's precious plates. She had counted the 9 plates over and over without finding the 10th. He offered to let it slide if she returned his affections, but she still refused him, and this only angered him further as he threw her down a well. It is said that she returned as a vengeful spirit, tormenting the young lord by coming out of the well, counting the 9 plates over and over before screaming when she reached number 10. The only way to relieve her ghost was to find that 10th plate. You can find this very well in Himeji Castle, with its own variation of the story attached to it. So you can see that this well, it's a very real place. Locals have their own superstitions and scary stories surrounding this well. Now, there's no cursed tape or 7 days or anything. The counting still happens, but it just goes to show that something like this story could have happened.
Does she haunt you or anything like that?
Nope, as far as I know, people just claim to hear her count the plates from time to time before screaming in agony before reaching 10. There's some who say that all you have to do is just shout 10 to stop her from screaming, but there's no cursed anything, I think. I don't know if there's any plate finding or throwing involved either.
I guess that's for the better, maybe?
Yeah, definitely much better.
Okay. So you're saying that the ring was inspired by something real because it was from folklore, and that folklore can turn into popular media.
Yeah, did I miss anything?
But wasn't Okiku's well based on a play?
Well, yeah, all sorts actually. The Okamoto Kido version is set in the Edo period, the one I mentioned earlier is the folk version, and the Ningyo Joruri version is the one associated with Himeji Castle, where you can find their superstitions and scary stories. There are all sorts of little variations when the story is told, from Okiku actually intentionally breaking the 10th plate to there being a whole espionage storyline happening. My favorite take is from Sadako at the end of the world, where it's been so long that Okiku isn't quite sure which story is actually true. And anyway, didn't you say that just because it was the first written or known account doesn't mean it must have been the only account with that Hachisaku-sama episode?
Maybe don't say that name.
Alright. Well, just because there's some popular media attached to it doesn't mean the folkloric aspect of it is null. I mean, let's look at the Kuchisake Onna. I mean, sure, you can take it as a woman who was slashed by some botched plastic surgery, or you can look at her older story as the samurai's bride, forever cursed to seek vengeance for her murder, or Kashima Reiko, where the mere mention of her story automatically curses you until you pass the story along to someone else.
Yeah, because there's totally no better way to spread information than to threaten someone unless the information is spread.
Are you okay? Did someone hurt you?
No, why do you ask?
Just, never mind.
Okay. Anyways, I guess that's how chainmail would get around. Or like, those creepypastas in comment sections from forums and videos that tell you something along the lines of a little girl will come to your room at 3 a.m. if you don't share this to 20 of your friends or something.
When you really look at it, popular media, the internet, and modern folklores are kind of linked in this day and age, where stories grow and evolve as they're passed down.
I guess you're right. One of the most interesting urban legends to me is Candyman, which is an urban legend based on a movie that's based on historical events and the story of Bloody Mary. And essentially, its adaptation has changed it so often over time, evolving media back into folklore. With the advent of the internet, a lot of these scary stories can easily be passed down, and much like Chinese whispers, changed over time, eventually turning the story of a girl counting plates into a killer ghost on a YouTube video.
That's true. So can we watch it?
Nope, no. While we were doing this bit, I took the liberty of buying us train tickets to the airport.
Aw man, I was excited to meet her and everything.
Ah well, we gotta catch the express train at Kisaragi Station before it closes.
Kisaragi Station, you say?
Yeah, why?
Oh, nothing.